This reach setup video covers what a Lotic aim sample reach is, how a sample reach's length is determined, and how to set up a sample reach. You can find reach setup information in the 1735-2 field protocol. Each year, hundreds of Lotic aim sites are sampled throughout the western United States. All of these data are collected within a standardized length of stream referred to as a sample reach. A sample reach is the total length of a stream where data are collected. Each sample reach is located by a set of GPS points, called point coordinates, that are the center of the sample reach. Data are collected throughout the reach at 11 main transects and 10 intermediate transects evenly spaced throughout the reach. A Lotic aim sample reach is designed to capture the variety of geomorphic complexity that exists within each stream and river system. For example, small streams that have narrow bankful widths contain in-stream habitat such as pools and riffles, which may alternate over a relatively short distance of 10 meters or less. In large streams with wider bankful widths, a pool or riffle may extend for tens of meters and alternate at a similar scale. Therefore, to capture the complexity for each system, the length of a Lotic aim sample reach is directly based on a stream or river's average bankful width. This means that reach length sampled in this protocol scales commensurately with stream width. The average bankful width is multiplied by 20 to calculate the reach length. However, regardless of the stream size, reaches must be a minimum of 150 meters long to adequately capture geomorphic diversity. Therefore, the minimum reach length is 150 meters long. The maximum reach length is 4 kilometers long to balance the sampling of geomorphic complexity while ensuring a reach can be sampled in a reasonable amount of time. For small and medium-sized streams with an average bankful width of 7.5 meters or less, reach length will always be 150 meters. For larger streams where average bankful width is greater than 7.5 meters and less than 200 meters, reach length is 20 times the average bankful width of the reach. For large rivers where average bankful is greater than 200 meters, the reach length will always be the maximum reach length, which is 4 kilometers. The first step to setting up a sample reach is to walk up and down the stream to examine the stream reach for indicators such as bankful, bench, scour line, and thaw wag. If the reach has been sampled in the past or is a new reach that will be revisited in the future for trend determinations, see the monumenting or relocating sample reaches section in the protocol for additional guidance while still following the steps in this video. Once these features are confidently identified, the bankful width or distance between bankful on the left side and bankful on the right side of the stream is measured at 5 representative locations. These 5 measurements will determine the length of the reach. These locations should be areas that have a typical width and are not places where the stream is uncharacteristically wide or narrow. It is also best practice to take these measurements on straight sections of the stream and not on meander bends. Once the 5 typical bankful width locations are identified and then measured, they are averaged to determine the reach length. For example, the average bankful at this reach is 2.03 meters. 2.03 meters times 20 is 40.6 meters, which is less than the minimum reach length of 150 meters. If the average bankful is less than 7.5 meters, the reach length will be 150 meters. In contrast, if the average bankful width is greater than 7.5 meters, let's say 10.02 meters like on this stream, the reach length will be 20 times 10.02, or 200.4 meters. Once reach length is determined, the reach can be set up. A sample reach contains 11 main transects and 10 intermediate transects equally spaced throughout the reach. Main transects are labeled A through K, with A being the most downstream transect and K being the most upstream transect. A and K define the top and bottom of the sampling area. Main transect spacing is calculated by taking the total reach length and dividing by 10. For example, in a small stream with a reach length of 150 meters, main transects will be 15 meters apart. In a larger stream that has a total reach length of 400 meters, main transects will be 40 meters apart. Intermediate transects are located halfway between main transects. To locate the intermediate transects, divide the transect spacing by 2 and place them between each main transect. For example, a stream with 40 meter spacing between main transects would have intermediate transects located every 20 meters. Intermediate transects can also be located during thaw-wag collection. Starting from F and moving up or downstream, transects are measured along the thaw-wag and using a measuring tape. The tape is allowed to follow the thaw-wag and is not held taut. This may require allowing the tape to rest in the stream flow or weaving through vegetation. Each transect is then marked with 2 flags labeled with their corresponding transect letter, one on each bank. This process is continued up or down the reach until the top or bottom half of the reach is completely set up. After returning to the F transect, the same process is followed, but this time in the opposite direction from the center of the reach. When a transect is set up, it is important that each set of transect flags is placed so that an imaginary line connecting them perpendicularly intersects the thaw-wag. Where should the left bank flag in this photo be placed so that the transect is perpendicular to the thaw-wag? Option A is the correct answer. Once the reach is set up and the transect flags are placed, Lotic aim sampling can begin.